All right. Hello, hello. Welcome to Tuck Pause. Whether you're watching this on the Tuck Pause YouTube channel or Tuck Pause on social media, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm Renee Phillips, Tuck Pause Sanctuary and Rescue Inc. founder. Tuck Pause is a nonprofit and sanctuary, or developing sanctuary, I should say, that will focus on a last home for senior shelter dogs and cats. While I work on building that physical location, I am focusing on building my online community with you guys and spreading awareness on the Tuck Pause pages, YouTube platform, across social media to introduce you guys to us and provide you guys with information that I am learning and gathering as I work within veterinary medicine and be a pet parent, a dedicated, doting pet parent. I've been a pet parent since I was 16. I'm in my mid 40s, so about 30 years of experience that I am excited to share with you guys. And I am new to working within veterinary medicine professionally, so I've gained a lot of information, and I just want to share that with you guys. So today's video is going to be about vaccinations. So vaccinations, I work in a veterinary hospital in Delaware, and we get a lot of calls from new pet parents or even experienced pet parents that still have questions about the vaccinations that either their new puppy or new kitten are required to have, or vaccinations that they have to renew annually, or some are every 3 years for their older pets. So always questions. We love it. We love an informed pet owner. So I'm always happy to answer those questions whenever they are asked. And I just thought that it would be a good topic to share with you guys, just in case you have questions or feel like as if something that can benefit somebody, you can just share it. Vaccinations, just like us, our pets need protection. I'm looking off to the side, so if I seem distracted, I have my notes to keep me on topic. So vaccinations, just like us, our pets need protection from diseases, and that's where the vaccinations come in. And vaccines are a vital tool in preventative health for pets, ensuring that they stay healthy and thrive. It's equally important to have a strong, healthy immune system in addition to vaccines, but this video is specifically about vaccines. So regardless of how you feel about vaccines, some are mandatory and they do provide benefit. So this is strictly about vaccines because if you go to a veterinary office, they are mandated to administer at least rabies. So just want to make sure that you are informed. So like I was saying, we often receive calls from new pet parents who adopt from shelters or from breeders. Well, the ethical breeders will give them information about vaccinations and have the new puppy or kitten started on their vaccines, and some of them they are required to complete a series. So they'll do that initial one, and then there are additional ones that we help them to schedule and kind of educate them on what they protect against, why they're required. And a lot of people just don't know the what or the why behind the vaccine. So I'm always happy to expand on that for them. And like I said, I love to answer the questions because we love an informed pet parent. It ensures that they understand what is being administered to their fur baby, and it also helps them to stay on track with the vaccine schedule because they feel confident that they're doing the right thing. And the more you know. So I have to let you know I'm not a veterinarian nor a licensed veterinary technician. So the information that I'm sharing again is just things that I've gathered over my many years, things that I've learned with working within veterinary medicine. And I just think that this is an important topic to expand on and hoping that you guys share it with others. So I'm basically just gathering all the information. This is the same information that you can do a quick online search to gather yourself. I'm just presenting it to you in a concise way. So why are vaccines recommended? I'm just going to read here because I put a lot of work into this, so I want to make sure that I utilize it. So why are vaccines recommended? Vaccines help build immunity against various infectious diseases, some of which can be deadly. We all know, we've heard about rabies. So that's a commonly known deadly one, potentially deadly one. They reduce the chance of your pet contracting illnesses and help control the spread to others, other pets, and other humans. So vaccine schedules often vary by age, health status, and environment. So it's essential to follow your veterinarian's recommendations for your pet's specific needs. So are vaccines mandatory? You'll notice that I put my glasses on. I was kind of struggling for my life over here trying to read this paper, so I had to throw my glasses on real quick. Uh, while laws vary by region, many places require rabies vaccinations for pets given the significant public health risks. Always check with local regulations and ensure compliance. God forbid you have to deal with animal control, your pet gets lost, or it's involved in a fight, it's attacked, or it's attacked somebody else's pet. They're going to look for that rabies vaccination straight away. So you want to make sure that you are up to date with that because you don't want to have them hold your pet or just have to deal with that whole thing. So just stay compliant, basically. Regular veterinary visits to update and maintain your pet's vaccination status are crucial to a long, healthy life. Partner with your vet to create the best vaccination plan for your pet's well-being. So there are core vaccines and lifestyle vaccines. Core vaccines are essential for all animals of a particular species because they protect against widespread and severe diseases. These vaccines are recommended regardless of an animal's lifestyle, location, or environment due to the potential risk of serious health issues and public safety. That rabies is a core vaccine for those very reasons. Lifestyle vaccines are recommended based on an individual animal's risk of exposure, which depends on factors like environment, geographic location, and lifestyle. FeLV, which is feline leukemia, and Bordetella, which is the one that protects against kennel cough, are lifestyle vaccines, which I'll expand on a bit later. Core vaccines are mandatory because they address common severe diseases, while lifestyle vaccines are tailored to specific risks based on how and where the animal lives. So, which vaccines are needed and what do they protect against? So, starting with dogs, some of the core vaccines for dogs include rabies, distemper, parvovirus, and adenovirus. For cats, core vaccines include rabies, feline herpes virus, calicivirus, and panleukopenia. I will expand. So, puppies need several vaccines to protect against various diseases. When you adopt a puppy or get it from a breeder, they should give you the start of their vaccine record, which you will provide to your regular vet, and they will continue the vaccine schedule based on that. If you do not present a vaccine record to your vet, there's no proof of prior vaccines being administered, so they have to start. So you want to make sure that you're not doing too much too soon. So just get the records, keep the records safe, and keep them up to date. So for puppies, there is the DHPP/DAPP vaccine. So this stands for distemper, hepatitis, adenovirus, parvovirus, which is the one that everyone I think is pretty much familiar with or has heard about. And it is the one that new puppy owners are terrified of, and rightfully so, and parainfluenza. So often given in a series starting at about 6 to 8 weeks of age, it continued every 3 to 4 weeks until about 16 weeks. So it's a 3-part series. They'll start the first one, it'll be up to you to schedule for the second and third and stay on schedule with them. When I speak to an owner, I always recommend the owner to schedule the full series ahead of time. So it's included on their invoice at checkout, and they don't run the risk of not being able to return in time because the vet office is booked out, not just with the one that I work with, but a lot of vet offices are busy. And if they don't have a separate vaccine schedule, and this is something that has to be put on with the doctor, you want to make sure that there is availability on the schedule and you don't have to push it out because you waited too long to schedule. You do have a short window past the due date to administer the next part of the series, but keep in mind that if that window expires, the series will need to be restarted. It's best to schedule it when you either add the puppy to your account or start your new client account at the vet. Just go ahead and get them on the books because you don't want to run the risk of not being able to get in. Sometimes your schedule changes, you'll have to reschedule. So you want to make sure that you stay within the window or as close to the window as possible so that you don't have to keep coming back, wasting money and time, and no puppy wants to continually be pricked if not necessary. So the immunity continues to build over time, and until the final part is given, the puppy is not considered immune. So it's best to stick to the schedule that your veterinarian gives you. So the distemper is a 3-part vaccine, and the puppy is not considered immune until that third one is administered. So keep that in mind. The rabies vaccine, which protects against the rabies virus, is usually administered around 12 to 16 weeks of age. Follow-up shots depend on local laws. So you will need to check with that or ask your vet, and they can give you the best information on it. When you bring in a new puppy, since the DHPP can be given sooner, we often see that administered first and then the vaccine a few weeks down the line. Depending on the size of your puppy, you might be able to do both at the same time. I'm actually not sure if this is just if this is general or specific to my location, but it goes 1 vaccine per 10 pounds. So if you do have to return it, not is because we don't want to see you as often as possible because you guys are so great. We love for you to visit. We can only administer 1 injection per 10 pounds. So if you have a very small puppy, that's part of the reason. So we're sorry, but we just want to make sure that we're not overloading the puppy based on its weight. Then we have the Bordetella vaccine, which is the one that protects against kennel cough. This, often required for dogs that are boarded, attend doggy daycare, or are groomed frequently. Prevents kennel cough and other respiratory infections. So if you've ever boarded, needed to travel, have had your pet groomed, they ask for the rabies vaccine and the Bordetella. So just expect that you'll need those two, plan for it, put some money aside so you don't have to run into any issue. Leptospirosis vaccine. This is recommended based on risk as it's more prevalent in certain areas and environments. Offers protection against bacterial infection that can affect both pets and humans. It's prevalent in warm, humid regions and areas with standing water. So if you live in an area that's heavily wooded, has standing water, your vet might be pushing for the lepto vaccine. Who wants to make sure that you're protected and your pet is protected. Just do it. Basically, just do it. They're recommending it to you because it's what's best. If you live in an area where it is prevalent, and we just want to keep everybody safe, everybody and every animal safe. And this can affect both animals and humans. So there's also a combination vaccine called the DHLP, distemper hepatitis, leptospirosis, and the parvo vaccine. So you can get that as a combination also if it's not offered separately. There's the Lyme disease, the Lyme vaccine recommended in areas where Lyme disease is prevalent, especially for dogs that spend time outdoors in tick-prone environments. Lyme disease is contracted from ticks. So get your pet on preventatives, get them the vaccine, and also have your annual heartworm and Lyme test to check their status and make sure that they don't already have it. So Lyme disease, just quickly, I believe, and I'm going off the top of my head, I'll have to double check this, but I believe that it takes about 6 months to build in the system after your pet is bitten by infected tick. So it's not something that you'll see an immediate onset of. It's something that builds over time. This is personal to me because my senior pet has Lyme disease and it has affected her joints. So she's already a senior. She has osteoarthritis and Lyme disease. So very much this is something serious that will affect your dog's lifestyle, quality of life, and also your lifestyle because you'll have to help them with their mobility. There is the canine influenza vaccine recommended for dogs that are frequently exposed to other dogs, especially in boarding or daycare facilities. So these vaccines might vary depending on factors like location, lifestyle, and recommendations of your veterinarian. It's important for dog owners to maintain the vaccine schedule determined by their vet to ensure their puppy's optimal health and protection. So moving on to cats, starting with the FVRCP vaccine. It's a combination vaccine that protects against feline viral rhinotracheitis, calicivirus, and panleukopenia. Tongue twister. Initial vaccines starts at 6 to 8 weeks of age. Boosters are given every 3 to 4 weeks until they are about 16 to 20 weeks old. Regular boosters are administered every 1 to 3 years, depending on the veterinarian's recommendation. Have that conversation with your particular vet. And this is a core vaccine. There is FELV, FELV, which stands for feline leukemia virus. This vaccine is recommended for kittens that will go outdoors or live with other cats. So if you have an in and outdoor cat, or if you take care of feral cats, this is something that would affect them. The initial vaccine is usually given at 8 to 12 weeks of age, with a booster every 3 to 4 weeks later. Annual boosters may be recommended if the cat has ongoing risk of exposure. So have that conversation with your vet. FIV, feline immunodeficiency virus, may be recommended in certain regions for cats with high risk lifestyles. FIV is a viral infection in cats that affects the immune system. Is similar to HIV in humans. And although FIV is species specific, meaning it only affects cats, it can lead to a weakened immune system, making cats more susceptible to other infections and diseases, just the way that it affects humans. It breaks down your immune system and get pneumonia. You get a slew of other things because you just don't have the immunity strength to fight them off. And this is a lifestyle vaccine. And lastly, rabies again. This is also for cats. It's first given around 12 to 16 weeks of age, depending on local laws. A booster is given 1 year later, and subsequent boosters are administered every 1 to 3 years, depending on the vaccine used and local regulation. So next is booster vaccines. Vaccines are not a one and done, so they do require more than one dose. That's where the boosters come in. A vaccine booster is an additional dose of a vaccine given after the initial dose or doses to boost the immune system's response. It's designed to ensure that immunity remains strong and effective over time. DHPP, the distemper hepatitis parvo parainfluenza vaccine, does require a booster. A booster is usually given 1 year after the initial puppy series is completed. So remember, that's a 3-part series. You're considered fully vaccinated after that third vaccine, and then it's boosted annually. And of course, it's always best to speak with your veterinarian about boosters, considering your dog's risk factors and health status. So in conclusion, vaccines play a vital role in keeping our pets healthy. Partner with your veterinarian to ensure that each vaccine is tailored to your pet's unique needs, and do your best to stick to the vaccination schedule. If your pet is not healthy enough to have certain vaccines or continue with vaccines, your veterinarian will let you know. Sometimes that is the case, and they will make sure that they are healthy in other ways to keep their immune system as strong as possible to prevent any other diseases or any other infections. So this is more than just a routine. It is a commitment to your pet's well-being. As a pet parent, I'm sure that you want to ensure that your pet is as healthy as possible. So it's teamwork between you as a pet owner and the veterinarian team that you have selected to care for your pet. So moving forward, we're going to end this off implementing 3 Ps. We are going to prioritize, plan, and partner. The goal is to stay informed, stay scheduled, and stay healthy. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found this information helpful, and I'd ask that you please share it with another pet owner. Like the video and subscribe, because there is more to come and I don't want you to miss any of it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I will see you in the next video.